Well, I just came out of the shower, and it seems appropriate because I think many of us wish we could just wash the filth of 2020 away. We can hope, at least, that overall it's a better year than the cursed previous one. But anyway, so I like to take a look back, and I was actually planning to go through the videos I uploaded last year and just kind of revisit and think what worked and what didn't and see if you agree and whatnot, but that's a lot of videos. I mean, I upload twice a week, 96 videos. And in fact, it's a couple more because a few times I uploaded a third one in a particular week. So probably around 100 videos for 2020. This is actually from New Year's Eve 2019. So at that time, I really wasn't sure if it would work out. And as it turns out, it didn't. This has been one hell of a thing. We've done a number of long distance moves. We've started a lot of things that weren't always clear on how well they would work out. I'm not sure if I've ever had this much doubt about whether we can make something work long term. Honestly, don't really know what 2020 is going to hold. Normally I have a bit of an idea, but right now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I hope it'll be good, I guess. If you still don't know about it, we had to move back into an apartment in August 2020 because the house, it was a mess, in short. I feel naive and inexperienced right now. Honestly, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. A lot of it is the typical inexperienced first-time buyers kind of deal. And the previous owner covered up a lot of crap. Basically made it look nice and covered the fact that it was a fixer-upper. I guess we should have known better at the price. But anyways, yeah, we struggled to make it work for a year, and we had to cut our losses in the end. We lost quite a bit of money on it, but it could have been worse. We're not done with it yet. We still want to give it another attempt, a better attempt, a more well-informed attempt. Now that we are, past the initial completely clueless newbie phase, because it was amazing to live in a house. I got to tell you that. This here reminds me again. Constantly, screeching kids and barking dogs, and it's hard to do certain things. I'm not gonna turn this into a complaining rant or whatever. I don't really want to go into any more detail anyway, because for one, it's not that interesting for you, and none of your business either. No offense, but yeah, of course, this has a certain impact on the channel. There are certain things I can't do right now, which hopefully I will be able to do again in the future at some point. But right now I've just had to focus on other things, which is why I brought back the blade shop, which I'm hoping to turn into a series if there's enough interest. Anyway, now I kind of jumped right to the end of 2020, didn't I? Oh well, the videos did really well, like the whole discussion about what's the best sword and how it's not as simple as you'd like. That turned out pretty well. I'm really surprised that the unboxing and testing of Viking axe from Sweden did so well. Like over 800,000 views. Well, damn. Did not expect that at all, but I mean, great. Chinese hook swords, that one did very well. Yeah. I also didn't expect the video about the Stinger whip to reach over 2 million views. Man, there's a lot of fetish people looking for stuff that's not what they think it is. I mean, to be fair, I put a self-defense tool for sadists in the title. I meant sadists as in people who actually like to inflict pain on others on a psychopathic level, not on a sexual level, but okay, of course. It's the internet. Very successful video. I'm not going to repeat that or anything similar, so don't get your hopes up. The Albion Principe, of course, predictably did well. I mean, with the most powerful cutting sword in the title. Video about the Chakram. The Skallagrim, of course, ended up popular. I still have to actually review it. I'm not sure I have enough testing footage, and right now I can't really do anything. But hopefully I can revisit that, go back to it. I cranked out a lot of review videos then. You know, particularly everything you see in June and July of 2020. That was basically a manic, frantic race to produce as many sword reviews as I possibly could in the remaining time, because at that time we already knew that we were going to move out, and then we were, you know, in the preparation phase. So I wanted to get as much done as absolutely possible while I still could. That's why it was like, you know, bam, 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 one review video after the other, which is great, but that was a bit of an exceptional situation. Okay, Shen swords and Nodachi and bow and bear and lots of stuff. Sword versus polearm, that was a fun one to do. The sword throw, revisiting that, I had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys did too. Messing up the Principe, that wasn't so fun. Right, August, that was still part of the mad scramble to finish as much as possible. And the Principe is now in good hands, by the way. I sent it back to Albion, they repaired it, and then I sold it to cover the costs. And from then on in August, I kept using footage that I had recorded previously. And then after that, you know, you see a lot more indoor videos. I mean, with the exception of the sparring videos. You know, while they were possible, you know, while the weather was good outside and we weren't on lockdown, etc. Currently, that's not an option. We are back on lockdown and, you know, can't gather in groups and all of that. So no HEMA practice right now, but, you know, hopefully next spring that's going to be a thing again. And yeah, looking at movies, you know, The Duelist, for example, about the small sword duels, that was pretty neat to make. I was surprised by how the video about Dragoon Might turned out. You know, I figured a fighting game with ridiculous over-the-top weapons would catch people's attention, but 21,000 views, that's, I mean, in absolute numbers, that's still a lot of views, but, you know, compared to everything else, did very, very poorly. So, not sure why that is. Other gaming videos did better, but yeah. I'm always open for suggestions. If there's anything in particular you want to see more of, or less of, or done differently, or what have you. Yeah, the Confessions of a Food Addict video. I might make more videos about the process of trying to regain control over my eating and lifestyle and everything. So far, still no luck. I mean, it's not a matter of luck, but no real success still. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it's so difficult this time, other than the fact that I'm older now than I was before, and everything gets harder the older you get. But okay, not everything, but everything physical, you know. Anyway, so one hell of a year. At the start of the year, I had no idea how it would pan out and where we would be at the end of the year. And I mean, nobody really did. But puts into perspective just how much can happen in a year. Because we often look back, you know, we look back at like, 5 years ago, I still remember that. And then the fact that you still remember something that long ago, it makes you think that the time just rushed on by, you know, just in a blink, in a snap. Just, a couple of years, just gone. But when you think about it, there is a lot that happens in a year. And this year in particular seemed to go by more slowly than other years, right? I mean, well, let's see how the next one turns out. Either way, I'm glad that all of you are still around. Those who watch videos regularly and comment or whatever you do, really. If you just watch them and click away, that's perfectly good. I appreciate it. It's glad to still have an audience, and the channel is doing well overall. I really can't complain. And I have to really count myself lucky that everything is going so well. Sure, losing the house sucked, but overall, like compared to a lot of people last year, everything is fine in comparison. Like my frustrations and setbacks and everything are really nothing compared to what some people went through. So yeah, wherever you are, it's good to count your blessings, I suppose, and appreciate what you have. Which doesn't mean that you have no right to complain or no right to point out that you're struggling just because somebody else, some people somewhere on the planet are getting tortured, or losing limbs, or, ending up in wars, and you really can't. No, shut up. Just because, your problems are not on the same level as the worst crap happening at all in the world, that doesn't mean that your problems aren't real. That doesn't mean that you aren't struggling, and that doesn't mean that getting through 2020 might not have been quite an accomplishment, depending on your life situation. So, yeah, keep on trucking, I guess. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, folks, and Happy New Year.